Hi, and welcome to Studio SN. My name is Sara Naumann, and today we're going to be stamping with Dylusions. Of course, you can spray with your sprays, but you can also stamp with your sprays. And on this card, I've done both techniques. And you can see on my background area here, the sheet of book paper, it's been sprayed orange, and then the circles have been stamped with pink, and the harlequin stamped with purple. And all of this is spray. It's super easy to do, so let me show you. First of all, I'm going to protect my work surface with the sprays. That's really important. So I have my craft sheet down like pretty much permanently on my desk. And then I'm also using this cardboard piece just to kind of catch some of the excess spray. Now I'm going to be spraying onto a piece of book paper, and I just tore this out of a paperback novel. And I'm going to spray a first layer of squeezed orange. Now this is the Dylusions. All of the Dylusions colors, by the way, are really rich. They are super vibrant, and that's wonderful. What I like about the squeezed orange is that it gives that same rich, vibrant color, but it's not going to completely obliterate my text on here. So I'll show you. When I spray this, it still allows some of that text to show through, but it just gives another dimension of color, another layer of color. Now I could blot this with a paper towel or paper napkin. I'm just using a cloth here. And it's pretty much dryish anyway. It dries really pretty quickly on this porous paper. And then the next thing I need to do is create my ink palette. So I'm going to move my lovely box out of the way. And I'm going to stamp with the pink. And this is bubblegum pink. So I'm working on my craft sheet. And I just need to spray just a little onto my craft sheet. And I'm going to be using some stamps that are also the part of the Dylusions range. These were designed by Diane Reevely, and they're made by Ranger. So you can see I've got 4 really nice backgrounds on here. And the 2 that I'm going to use are the circles and this harlequin. So I've got my circle stamp onto my clear acrylic block. Put that down here. And then with my little blob of ink, I'm going to spread this around with my stamp. You don't need to spray a whole lot of ink down on your craft sheet. It's better not to, because otherwise you can get really gloppy in your stamp. So just ink that up and then press. Ink it up again and go the other direction. I like to have some of the pattern going off the side of the paper, just in a random pattern. So that's round 1, and then I'm going to mop up this excess ink on here, take off my stamp, and then go for my cool harlequin design. And then the same thing, same process, I'm going to come back and add more ink to my palette, and this one is After Midnight. It's a really pretty purpley blue. So a little bit on here, and then same process. I really got a lot of ink on there, much more than I needed. But anyway, you can see on here I've got a little bit more than I need, but that's okay. So I'm going to come back in and stamp again and repeat, overlapping some of the design and having some go off the paper. So once I've got that one down, then I've got as much of my background paper as I want. I'm going to clean this up again and then bring back in my original card so you can see what I did with it, with the finished design. That background paper, you know, it's a combination of orange, pink, and purple, and 3 different patterns, so it's pretty Shazammy. And I let it be simply my background. You could also cut it apart, you could punch it into shapes. I just let it be as my background. And the reason I chose the 2 stamp patterns that I did is because when you work with a text paper, the text really reads like stripes. Actually, the lines of the text look like stripes. And so it's nice to counterbalance that pattern with a circular pattern, and then with another pattern, something like either a floral or like this diamond, this harlequin design, so that you have a really nice combination of different patterns. So it's not lines with lines, for example. So that's just my background. I just trimmed it down, matted it onto white cardstock, then blue, then put it onto my purple card. And I accented it also with a little bit of navy blue ribbon. This stamp here is a quote that I really love, and it's a stamp from Invoke Arts. And I've had it for a long time. I've used it quite a lot. I really like it. And I stamped it not with the Dylusions, but with an ink pad. And this is from Clear Snap. This is the Iris pigment ink. So I stamped that onto off-white cardstock and then matted it onto purple and put it up on foam tape. So the background really does act in harmony with the rest of the card design. It's not overwhelming, the whole thing, even though I've got a lot of color and I've got a lot of different patterns all in one set. So this is how easy it is to create a sprayed stamped background using Dylusions. I hope you enjoyed today's segment. For more inspiration, please do stop by my website at saranaumann.com. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time.